Me and Steve here are in London. We're going to talk about Kane Lynch 2 Dog Days. A bit of a departure from the first game. IO Interactive has done a few things right with the things that were wrong in the first game. So Steve, we're off to Shanghai in this game, right?
Yes, IO have really set up this quite a. For a start, it's got this amazing visual style, and I think Shanghai fits it perfectly because they've made it look like basically a YouTube video. It's quite glitchy, and it's all got all these digital artifacts, and you drop frames during explosions and stuff. But there's something about Shanghai at night with all that neon light that just it really it works so well with the visual style that they've chosen for it. And you see lots of different sides of the city. You see the grimy back alleys, and you see like the glossy commercial malls and stuff like that. It's a far better setting than the first game. It's more interesting. It's more varied.
How about the things that were wrong in the first game, like bad AI and repetitive missions?
They've remedied quite a few of the problems of the first game. People complained about the cover system wasn't responsive enough. They've taken steps towards making that a little bit better. The AI is better, but you're still sort of popping out from behind crates and waiting for enemies to pop out from behind their crates so you can shoot them in the head. They fixed it. They've made it a better game. It's definitely a better game than Kane Lynch 1, but it's not going to blow anyone away. I think it's a great game. It does so much right, but it's quite a standard shooter, a very well made standard shooter. But it's not setting any new boundaries.
Okay, so it doesn't compare to the great ones in the genre like Gears of War or something like that.
I wouldn't compare it to Gears of War. It's probably it's unfair to compare it to some of the bigger games. But I think what it does bring to the sort of third-person cover shooter genre is quite a unique look. I think. People, it's kind of split opinions as well. The visual style. Some people say it's actually making them physically ill, seeing the camera shaking around as if it's someone with a camera chasing the characters around. But I love it, and I think it's a brave move that they've taken. And yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So how are the controls in this game? How would you describe a typical level and what you see and how you move about?
Okay, well, for the most part, you're controlling Lynch this time, and. The way they've changed the cover system now is it's rather than locking to cover as soon as you touch it, you're pressing the A button to pop into and out of cover, and also to move from cover to cover. There is a shooting from behind cover mechanic where you can kind of fire blindly at enemies on the screen, and you can also pop out from behind cover to take more accurate shots at enemies. They've also added the ability to pick up containers and throw them, usually explosive containers like fire extinguishers, which I believe in real life aren't actually explosive, but in Shanghai they are extremely explosive. You can throw them into groups of enemies and shoot at it in midair, and it will explode and kill lots of people. So there's a few new controls and a few new shooting mechanics in there.
Okay, so it sounds like a lot of action-packed moments. Story-wise, have you anything to say there?
Story-wise, it's quite a concise story. I mean, it doesn't drag on for very long. The basic plot is there is a deal that's gone wrong, and Kane Lynch have become embroiled in a dispute with the local kind of mob leader. I say local; he rules all of Shanghai, as well as the police forces and the army, who inevitably end up you end up fighting against them as well. A female character in the form of Zhu gets taken captive, and they try to track her down and save her. Things might go okay, they might go wrong. It's quite a dark game. Some slightly absurd and unsettling things happen through the game as well. But it's quite a concise story. It's not a very long game either. You'll finish it in 4 hours, which again is not ideal for many players.
Well, to summarize, it sounds like a decent shooter with some original visuals.
Yeah, I mean, don't go in expecting a new, like a second coming or anything. It's a very strong game with a visual style that might put you off, but the majority of people I've spoken to, and myself included, think it's really interesting. It's a very short game, but it's got a fantastic multiplayer element as well, which, if you read my review, I go into quite some depth about how that works. I think it's definitely worth a try. As I said, it's not second coming, but it's a really solid shooter.